hello.
Hello, how are
We are
you?
we are very well. We are very happy here. We are already working for a 1 hour.
Oh.
I don't want to steal a lot of time from you. So I'll just make a quick introduction and just let you on the virtual stage. Jesus, I didn't speak for the last 3 months.
No.
I'm so unworked. So what I wanted to say is just oh, I'll just cry. I have now hormones also, so all my emotions are 100 times more. um what I wanted is to say is just I am so honored and I'm very grateful that I can consider you one of my friends. And we are all, not just me, we are all very grateful that I feel that our values are very similar. um and the center of all of this is family. And I'm sure that this is not just me and not just you, it's a lot of people here that feel the same. Jesus, what happened? So our our webinar today, our theme, our subject today is about leadership. And basically what we are announced to people is that leadership or leaders are born at events. And I'll let you to speak for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, about this, about what do you think and how do you see it?
You're amazing. You are unbelievable. Like, if I think about when Svetlana was like 3 months pregnant, the idea of her being on a call, let alone speaking on a call, is just like, you guys. Like, let me just start by saying that I get emotional and I'm not pregnant. But I'm an emotional person anyway. Like, I will tell you 100% the truth is, if we had 100 people like Elena in network marketing, this wouldn't be a $300 billion company, wouldn't be a $300 billion industry. It would be a $1 trillion industry, because the sacrifice she goes through, not just what she has to do and what you have to do and all that, but there are a lot of people out there who they change the person who they are to the core to maybe make it easier for people to understand things. Elena is 1000% herself, and she speaks to you how you need to be spoken to in order to win. In order to win. And I wish there was 100 people like Elena. The reality is there'll never be 100 people like Elena, because Elena is a unicorn. But I know that she's doing everything that she can to give you the absolute best chance to become the difference maker, what I'm going to call the high performer. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm sorry that I don't speak Romanian yet. I know Bona dimineața, but I don't think it's Bona dimineața now. It's Bona something else, right? And also multimesc. Oh my lord! All right, it's not so great, my Romanian, but I will, little by little, I will improve. So before we start, I'm very happy that you've gone through your first trimester, Elena, because last year in Romania, you and I met, and we obviously sat down and we were at the Intercontinental there, like outside and eating and talking and discussing. And my wife was there, but she was not like there. She was in the room. She was walking around Romania because she was pregnant. She was only like, I think, like 1 or 2 months pregnant at the time. We just found out, and I couldn't tell Elena. I wanted to tell her so badly, but we made a decision that no one would know. But she knew. She knew something was up, energetically, spiritually. I don't know. She knew. And I'm so glad that it's your turn again this time. So, hey. All right. So let's go into education, leadership in network marketing. You have a decision to make and you have a choice to make. There are two types of people that you're going to be in network marketing. The first group is what I hope you're going to be, and that's the group called high performer. A high performer. The second group is most people. That's the reality. You're either going to be a high performer or you're going to be most people. Most people say it's a pyramid thing. Most people don't think it's a real business. Most people think, why are you spending a Monday evening on a Zoom call? Most people won't go to events. Most people won't treat it seriously, but high performers do. So if you're paying attention, drop a 1 in the chat if you want to be a high performer. Drop a 2 in the chat if you want to be most people. Because most people won't be on the call. Most people won't be at the event. Most people won't take the products every day. Most people don't know what their favorite product is. Most people don't read the Donectar process, right? Go through the process, right? It's so nice to see your background, Elena, because it reminds me of the front cover. And this is really wild. I hope that you can trust me 100% because I'm going to pick up 2 books that are literally by my feet. Like there's no other books. There's just 2 books right by my feet. Like there's one about being a dad to a daughter, and the other one is the famous one, right? Like literally the 2 books. I don't even know how that happened, but Mia must have been playing with them. But that's wild. That's wild. All right. Okay. So here we go. How do you become group 1 high performer? I'm sorry for my writing. Okay. So high performers, they treat the business like a business. Most people don't. High performers, they are structured, they are organized, and they take full responsibility. Because there's a great quote in network marketing. If you want the credibility, you need to take full responsibility. If you want the credit, like how many of you guys just drop a 7 in the chat? If you've been to the company event, there's thousands. I saw the event you guys did, I think in Belgium, I think was the one that you just recently had. Thousands of people. How many want to be? Drop a 7 in the chat if you want to be on that stage with your family being awarded as a diamond, a blue diamond, a presidential diamond, a quadruple 7-time unicorn level presidential diamond like Elena and her family, right? Like walking down the red carpet in this big, gorgeous dress and like, wow. In order to get that credibility, you need to take full responsibility. You don't deserve it otherwise. You have to take full ownership, full responsibility. Most people don't. They say, oh, when I feel like doing it, I'll do it. When I feel like showing up, I'll show up. When I feel like going to the event, I'll go to the event. High performers, no, they understand that I want the credibility, so I need to take full responsibility. All right. Now, number 2, or the second thing about being a high performer, is they master the boring work. Like they master the boring work, the repeatable fundamentals. Like it's so funny, isn't it? You don't really ever wake up, go into the bathroom, grab your toothbrush and go, I don't want to brush my teeth today. It's boring. You don't do that, do you? You wake up, you go, you get the toothbrush, you put the toothpaste on and you brush it in the mirror. Maybe you're inspired, maybe you're tired, maybe you're happy, maybe you're not, but you still do it anyway. So high performers, they fall in love with the basics. They fall in love with the fundamentals. Most people, they look for the shortcuts. Like I know I can read Nectar for Your Soul. I know I can read that book. But what if I like just use ChatGPT to find like what the most important parts of the book is? Like what if I just use ChatGPT to sum the book up in what, you know what? Instead of reading all the pages, the 400, my version's got like 420. I've got a very special version, by the way. It's a very special version. So instead of reading 420 pages, I'm just going to read the back page 420 times. That's a shortcut. No. Like most people, you're not most people. High performers, they fall in love with the fundamentals. Most people look for shortcuts. Don't look for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to success. There's a system to success. And Elena has that secret, right? And the system. Go through the process. Have your mind open to a new way of living and follow the steps, all right? High performers, they're disciplined more than motivated. So when you're most people, you look for the motivation. You're like, okay, I need to be someone who's excited and like full of energy and like gets me fired up. Whereas high performers, they just do the work. They're disciplined. There's a saying in network marketing that motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you going. I would even say keeps you growing. Motivation, it's like when you go to the gym. Andrea, I see Andrea's on here. Like, big shout out to the legend that is Andrea. So I was watching back some of the footage, right, from Dare to Dream. And at one point, we got a group of people on the stage to do press-ups, like push-ups, right? Like on the stage, like this, right? Like boom, 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 boom. And I'm looking at the video, and I didn't pay attention at the time because I was just like in the zone. And I was watching the footage back, and there must have been 40 men. And then on the right-hand side of the stage, there's Andrea. The legendary Andrea, just there, doing the push-ups, doing the press-ups, holding it. And I'm like, she is unbelievable. Like, go on, girl. Standing up and representing for the women and getting amongst all that testosterone. Like, yeah, she's like that. Boom, boom. Smelling good at the same time. Smelling really good at the same time, you know, like you must have had some for the muscles on that one. So when you go to the gym, the heart gets motivated to pump the blood around the body, right? It's like boom, 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 blood's going around. And then when you come out of the gym, the heartbeat settles down. It's not like, oh, all the time. And a lot of people, most people are looking for that all the time. How do I stay so excited? Whereas there's absolute brilliance in calmness when you're a high performer. You're calm, you're cool, you're collected, and that's where the discipline is going to help you out. All right. High performers, they focus on people, not just profits. There's a saying again in network marketing. I don't know who said half of these ones. It's one of my weaknesses where I get all these quotes from. But they say you build the people to build the business, but you don't use the people for the business. And that's what I love about this organization. Truly, like I love this because, and some of you feel it, some of you don't. But I'll give you my outside, unbiased perspective after the conversations I've had with Elena and what she sees as important and what she does, whether she needs to do it or not, is she puts tremendous value on people. Like she puts tremendous value on people, the right people, I'll say, puts tremendous value on the right people and knows it's her mission to wake up as many people as possible. She doesn't have to anymore. She's reached a great level in her life and in her business, but she can help you to help other people. This business is going to have a tremendous impact, and you guys have got one of the greatest communities in network marketing. Truly, the Americans are all looking at what's going on in Europe, and people in Europe are wanting to know what's happening in Romania because the Romanian market is amazing. Truly, you don't see it because you're inside the bubble, but I do. I'm outside and I'm going, whoa, what are these guys doing? This is the only country that I'm coming back to do an event for the second year in a row. The other America, I'm not doing. UK, I'm not doing. Germany, Italy, not Spain, not doing. I live in Dubai, not doing it. Why? Because I believe in the Romanian people. I believe in the surrounding markets, and I believe in the country. But more important of all, the majority of the people coming to those events are from this organization. And that's why my beliefs in Elena's match up, right? Because it's people over profits. It's the people. It's the people. It's the people. It's the people. All right. So high performers, they're deeply connected to their mission. Kind of adding on to the previous point, but they're deep. When the mission matters more than the commission doesn't matter. And it's funny because in English is, I know. There are earlier languages, right? Elena and I have had a great conversation about the root of language, right? I'm very happy that the original root is one close to my heart too. But in English, Just pay attention to this word because you all get it every single week, right? Or every single month. It's nice. Drop an 8 in the chat if you like it when you get that email saying you've been paid your commissions or whatever it is. You're like, whoa. Let's break it down. Co, meaning together, right? Co-founder, co-owner, co-operator, coordinator, and then mission. So high performers have a very clear mission, very clear vision, and then they get other people on board with that mission. Most people go with the flow, like a dead fish. Just goes with the flow down the river, like, oh, like, yeah, if I can make $50 a week, that would be great. What's the mission? And hey, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, like, I would love to just make $50, 50 euros a week, great to start with. But the goal is like, what's the mission? And if it's the mission of someone else to begin with, great. But eventually you're going to have your own mission that's going to set you on fire. And everyone around you is going to know that mission. And the bigger the mission, the bigger the commission. All right. High performers are coachable and hungry to learn. They don't settle with knowing what they know. They're humble enough to listen and hungry enough to apply. Say it again. They're humble enough to listen, hungry enough to apply immediately. So one of my favorite people in the whole world, she's no longer with us physically, but spiritually for sure, was a woman called Jessie Lee Ward. She's very good, was a very good friend of mine. I told her a lot of secrets and a lot of different things, and she always listened. And one thing I learned about her was that if you told her to do something, it was done before I even finished telling her to do it. Like, hey, you should do that. Done. What? Because if you trust the source of where it's coming from, why shouldn't you do it? Why shouldn't you do it? If Elena was to tell me to do something, I will do it. Why? Because I trust Elena. And Elena has certain skills that I don't have. And look, the guys on the panel here, right? So I see Do Nectar twice, but like that's why it's so good, right? I see Irina, I see Karina, I see Alina, I see Andrea, I see Daniela, I see Alexandra. Hey, Alexandra. I see another Alina. There's two amazing Alinas, right? I see Andrea, I see Anna. Like, there's so many amazing people here, and they're all diamond and above because they listen. But more important than listening, they applied straight away, or they applied over a consistent period. High performers, they're hungry to learn, they're humble enough to listen, and they're hungry to apply immediately. Most people aren't. Maybe they listen. And maybe they apply, but not so fast to apply. They doubt it. They trust their doubts. Ooh, they trust their doubts and they doubt and they fear their vision. High performers, they don't. They fear their doubts and they love their vision, right? They trust their vision. They fear their doubts, where the most people, they fear their vision and they trust their doubts. Kind of funny. It's just a flip. All it is. And the last one with high performers, and this is not in there just because I want to talk about the events, but it's in there and you'll hear about it all the time, is high performers attend events, but high performers attend events with two things: with purpose and with intention. And this is what I want to talk to you about, because in network marketing, and by the way, I'm sorry if my energy is a bit lower today. I've been back to back on calls like since about 10 a.m. this morning. I've hardly took a breath today, but I'm on a mission, right? I'm on a mission. So a lot of people, like, as leaders, we promote the events. Come to the event, come to the event, come to the event. Lives change at events. Leaders are born at events. Big decisions are made at events. And that's true. But a lot of times people don't get the breakthrough that they need at events. It's not like 100% a record. It's not like 100% record. You get 100 people at the event and 100 people have a breakthrough. And the reason is because a lot of people don't have an exact purpose or intention. Like if I was to ask people, why are you coming to the event? A lot of them will say something like, because my leader told me to. Or like, because I've heard that leaders are born at events. Or like, I'm looking for a breakthrough. No. So here are 4 questions. I'm not going to write them down. I'll just tell it to you and I'll repeat it as slowly as I can. Although you guys know English like really well, by the way. Like really well. I learned that last year. I was like, geez, a lot of these people aren't listening with the headsets. That's cool. So number 1, why would I go? Like, why should I go to the event? Like, what's the actual reason that I would go to the event? And Diana, you're amazing. We come for you, but why? I'm so grateful that you would say that. Like, big kisses, but why? Like, what can I give you that Elena can't? Because she's got the answers to everything that you. I mean, are you 2-time double presidential diamond now, Elena? Like, quadruple time, 18-time unicorn level. Like, there's so many diamonds. It's not even. It's like it's beyond funny now, right? I can't teach you how to do that because I haven't done it. But she has twice, right? With the presidential diamond. Okay, so why do you want to go? So Andrea, I know there's lots of different Andreas, but Andrea says to get out of the dip. Great. So the second question is, what challenge can the event solve? Like if you're stuck or you're in a dip or you're not doing the work, there's a reason for that. And I promise you this, if you have absolute intention to understand the challenge you want to overcome at the event, you will hear someone talk about it on stage. You might even hear it in the hallway as you're eating your baguette. Someone walks past and says something and you're like, that's the answer. But if you don't have the intention, you're not going to hear it. It's like you're blocked. It's like your mind is blocked to all the answers because you're just there and you're on your phone in the toilet whilst the diamonds are getting recognized. So, who will be there that I could ask questions to? That was one of the things I asked all the time. I said, right, okay, if I want to get to diamond, who is going to be at the event who is also a diamond or above? And who are they? What do they look like? And I try and find them at the event. Like there. And every session, I move closer and closer and closer to the diamonds. Because the closer I am to the diamond, the more chance I'm going to get to meet them and ask them a question. So who's going to be in the room that has answers to the questions that you have? Not, where are you going on holiday this year? Like, it's not questions like that. It's questions like, how did you do it? Like, what's the piece of advice you would give me? And the last one is, would my business grow if I take action on what I learn? Would my business grow if I take action on what I learn? So, they're not, like, the questions aren't rocket science. We're not like learning Latin. We're not like trying to speak Chinese. It's, why would I go to the event? What challenges can the event solve? Who will be there that I can ask questions to? And would my business grow if I take action on what I learn? If you know the answers to those 4 questions, you're going to get the answers to give you the breakthrough. If you don't, then don't go. Oh, I don't know why I would go. I don't know what challenges that it could solve. I don't know who's going to be there I could ask questions to. I don't know if my business will grow. Then I don't know if you should be there. Most people can't answer the questions. High performers can. All right? So, if you want to be the best in your team, go to team events. You want to be the best in the team, go to team events. But I'll never be like Elena. You don't need to be. You can just be the best version of yourself, and maybe that one day outperforms Elena and the other diamonds. Who knows? If you want to be the best in the company, go to company events. Ta-da! And if you want to be the best in the profession, go to generic events. Why? Because you're going to be able to learn from different people, hear different perspectives, or maybe even hear things that Elena said 182,000 times. But when I say it, you go, bingo. And Elena's going, I've told you that 182,000 times. But it just happens. The diamonds are laughing because they know that they've said it 100 times to their team, and then Elena says it, and they go, bingo! Oh my God! And you're like, happens all the time. It's my favorite thing to do. Repeat what you always say anyway, and I get all the credit. I'm like, I'm good at this, right? But you guys are all laughing. You're laughing because you know it happens. You're like, why aren't you listening to what I say? And there's a great saying that you can't be a prophet in your own village. And it's a lot of the times when people are so close to you and you repeat the same things, people just become la 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 la. And sometimes it takes someone else to come into the village and say what you're already saying for you to understand it. It happens often. All right. So let me tell you a story about what happened to me with an event. Very similar to what I've just mentioned here, and then we'll wrap things up because I know you guys have been on here for long, and I'm super grateful that there's over 300 people on a call that's been nearly 90 minutes long. You guys are another level. So I went to a city called Salt Lake City. I know some of you guys have probably heard about this city, and maybe you've even been to this city before, right? It's quite relevant for you guys. So I was 21 years old. There's 10,000 people at the Salt Lake City Convention Center. I think maybe some of you have been to that convention center before, right? It's a big convention center in Salt Lake City in Utah. Yeah, Adrian. So I was staying in the Marriott Hotel opposite the convention center, and my dad had been headhunted by $1 billion company to launch their business into Europe. And my dad was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm building my business. I love my business. Da, 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 da. And they were just giving him anything that he wanted to just come to Salt Lake City. And my dad said, well, as long as I can bring my son and my wife and some of my leaders, they said, yeah, sure. So we go over to Utah in Salt Lake City. We wake up from the hotel. You know what it's like, the jet lag? For those of you who've been to the US and you wake up and you're like, why is it 4 a.m.? I'm super tired, but I'm wide awake. And I know you guys have got a product for that. I know, like whatever. I know you guys can help with that. I know. So I go into the convention center, and it's a 3-day event. The first day is like education. And I'm like in the room, but I'm not. And my dad says, listen, this company has paid us to be in the room. Be in the room. I'm like, okay, Dad. I knew network marketing was amazing, but I didn't think that I could do it. Like, my mum and dad were like legends, and I just thought, I'm not a legend. Like, I'm a loser. Like, how could I do this? So I sit on the chair right at the back, closest to the exit, so that I could just go in, out, and no one would notice. My dad said, I know you're going to go in and out, but please, when the recognition is on, give the people the respect that they deserve by celebrating their achievements. And I never really forgot that. I was like, wow. Because the majority of people, when the recognition is going on, they're not paying attention. They're scrolling on their phone. They're zoned out. They're in the toilets. They're having a break. The hallways during long recognition, packed with people. There's more people out the room than in the room, right? Which is what most people do, right? High performers don't. They listen to find the person who's just like them. So they do you guys will have seen this at the events. They do the bronzes and the stage is full. Then the silvers, then the golds, then the rubies, then the emeralds, then the diamonds go on one by one. Wow. If it's a huge event, it's difficult, right? But one by one. And then they have a break. And I'm like, I've not really seen any big success stories that would get me fired up. I've seen it all before. Then they bring on the black diamonds. Ooh. And my dad said, Fraze, the black diamonds, listen to them. Huge stories. And one guy comes on and he's about 3 or 4 years older than me. And he looks lost. And he looks like a student. I was a student at the time. He has like a flannel shirt on, and he kind of walks and he's looking up and he looks lost. He doesn't look like he should be there. And like, you'd feel the energy in the room was like, who is this dude? He's not a black diamond. There's no way. He gets the microphone, holds it at the bottom of the microphone, and just goes, wow, there's so many people. And like 90% of the room go, ha, 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 ha. And like 5-10% of the room are like, woo, yeah. They must have been in his team. And the owner of the company said, "Hey, hold this." And he held like a banner, and he unscrolled a check for $1 million. And I was like, what? He's just been given $1 million. Like it was paid over like 24 months or whatever. It wasn't like $1 million. But I turned to my dad and went, but he's not a legend like you. He's like 24, 25 years old and he looks just like me. He said, my dad goes, I've been telling you that for 20 years, right? I was only 21 at the time. I go, huh. I get my piece of paper out and I write my list. My first time I ever wrote a list in my life was in that convention center. And then I started having all these doubts. I went, yeah, but there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people here. I've probably left it too late. I've probably joined too late. So recognition ends. I leave the convention center and there's a group of people, maybe 300 people circled around an orange Lamborghini. Now cars, I'm not really a car. I'm not really like a car person. They don't like turn me on. They don't get me excited. Like I've not got one on a vision board. I don't really know about engines and the sound. And I don't know. Maybe I'm too in touch with my feminine energy. I'm not like a man like, oh yeah, engine, yeah. 3-liter engine, yeah. I'm not that bothered about it, right? I'm just not that bothered. But there was 300 people, and I'm like, they must be excited about something that I don't know about. So I go over, and it's the #1 income earner's car. He'd been given it in the recognition. I went, what? That's his car. Whoa. And on the back of it, there was a sticker. And it had the link to join his team. It was mycompanyx.com/182,394. It was a high number. And I turned to my dad and said, that's like a weird website. My dad said, yeah, the company, when you join, the first person to join the company is #1. The second, #2, #3, #4. It's not like a random number. It's in order of how many people have joined. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. So the #1 income earner of this $1 billion company was the 182nd something thousandth person to join. My dad goes, I said, but how is he #1 if he joined 182,000 people after the first person to join the business? My dad turns to me and he goes, Fraze, I've been telling you your entire life, you don't need to be the first, you just need to be the best. And I go up into my hotel room and I stayed up all night and wrote my list. This is the point of what I'm telling you. I'd heard about network marketing my entire life. I'd heard everything you can imagine, read all the books I needed to, everything. But it took me going to an event that I shouldn't have been at to hear a story of someone I've never even met, don't even know his name. I wish I knew his name. To hear a story that I didn't even expect, to see a car that I have no interest in, to see a number on a website that made me get it. That was it. And the rest is history. If I hadn't have gone to that event, I would still be a loser. I would have impacted no one. I would never have met the woman in my dreams. I wouldn't have met people like Elena. I would never have heard of Nectar for the Soul. Like none of that would have happened. It was going to that event. But I asked my dad this 3 or 4 years ago. I said, Dad, I understand the purpose and intention of events. I didn't have an intention. Like, how did it happen? And he turned to me and said, like, the universe, whatever we believe in, the universe must have believed in you so much that it literally forced that story into your face for you to really understand and learn that you got to have intention and purpose from this point onwards. And my intention and purpose for coming back to Romania is to make sure that this market believes in its true potential so that Romania can be the standard for the other markets. Not always Germany. Oh, Germany's so great. Germany. Oh, the Germans, they're just so efficient and like, and because they started Mercedes and BMW, they're really good business people. Who cares? Now, I love my German friends. I love them. But like, why can't Romania be the best in the world at something? The flag is amazing. The people are amazing. It's connected by so many different countries. And I just see it as the future in network marketing. And that's mainly because I trust, I love and respect people like Elena and the rest of you guys I'll get to know at a deeper level in the future as well. So last year we had 500 people in the room in Romania. We're about 150 away from that. So I think we're going to see that the room is going to be bigger this year than next year. I've gone a little bit bigger with the budget and the room and the production, just so you know. So it's not going to be like it was last time. That's not just to be like, oh, this is the big, oh, it's so fancy, it's so awesome, it's so shiny, because the level of content will still be better, greater. That's what matters the most. But I just really hope that I get to see you there. The link, I know Elena's posted it and blasted it, and you guys have probably heard about it a million times already. But sometimes I need to say it for you to go, oh, I need to be in the room. And then Elena and the rest of the diamonds go, we've been telling you for months. But that's normal. So don't be a most people, be a high performer. Even if you don't believe you're a high performer or not, you can. If I can become a high performer, you can. If Elena can become a high performer, you can. If Alina and Arina and Karina and Alexandra and Daniela and Andrea and Andra and Ona and Elena, you can all be high performers. You all can. It's just a decision, which you've heard a million times before. I don't have to talk about decisions again. So, Elena, I appreciate you. I'm so grateful that I believe that you're over not the hard, I'm not going to say the hard part, because there's a lot more you have to do. But I'm so happy that you're over the sickness part of it. I don't want to call it sickness, but you know.
One hard part, then is the second hard part, then is the third hard part. It's okay. We high performers.
Yeah, see, I get it. So I'm just so excited to see you all.
The other donectar is Daniela. She's Daniela, Oana Daniela.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, good.
My right hand. That's why.
Yeah, so good that she has Donectar as a name. That's a big honor.
Fraser, how to say? I'm even mind bloated again. I'm like notes. What? I never heard this information. Thank you. I was looking here in the comments and also in the Facebook, because except the people that you see here, we also have the streaming online.
Of course.
So it's all the people. It's just mind blowing, everyone. I will even ask the people to let the 10 in the comments if you are the same like me now. Like, I'm mind bloated. Am I right or not? I think after this half an hour, it will be a lot more of us at that event on 2 and 3 August in Bucharest. I'm so grateful, very grateful. You didn't have to do this for today, but you did, and no words. I'm afraid
Stop
I
it.
will
Stop it. Stop it.
Well, we'll have the recording. We have the recording. We'll do also subtitles. I just want to add to all the people that maybe have other people, team members, and they asked also in the comments. We will have translation. We didn't have today, but we will have translation at the event in August. Also, for this, I will try to do as soon as possible to do subtitles to the webinar for today, and you will find it on YouTube, so that everyone is helping. Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. We'll keep going with the rest and see you in Bucharest. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll go to Romanian now.
Yes. Okay. Kisses. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao,
Big love.
ciao. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Bye, guys.